We have been eagerly waiting for this and it's finally here. We now have all the official information about the major update. I'll keep things short and simple to summarize everything quickly since we have a lot to cover. Also, I'll be live streaming around this time, so if you want to discuss the patch notes in detail, feel free to join. With this update, we are getting a new rune system and new PvE modes that you can complete to get runes, new legendary gems, new Inferno levels, new Magic Affixes, a legendary Paragon skill, a new Paragon 3, a new Phantom Gallery which is another gacha system, updates to the Resonance system, new Helliquary bosses, new legendary items, a new Phantom Market Cosmetic, optimizations for cursed gear, increased drop rates on Oblivion Pillars and Hellslayer bounties, some balance changes, updates to the Helliquary Gauntlet, loadouts for reforged items, an increase in challenge rift levels, and new achievements. Now let's take a deeper look. We are getting 20 new runes with this major update, and you can preview the runes available in-game. All runes have a category of item they can be used for, and possess stats that complement the base attributes of those items. They can also be combined to increase their power. A few runes can be combined to increase the level of that rune, but they must be of the same type and level to be combined. Runes can appear as a rare drop from regular monsters, but the main source for them will be the new PvE modes called Abyssal Verge and the Castle of Ereban. These two modes work like terror rifts with different mechanics. On top of that, you can earn more runes by collecting Abyssal Essence from these new modes. You can craft random runes with this new material. Now let's talk about the new legendary gems. 3 new legendary gems are coming in this update, and I will read the descriptions of these gems at rank 10. First, we have the new 5-star gem called Storm Vault. Dealing damage conjures a storm at the enemy's location that pursues enemies for 6 seconds and continually deals 50% base damage plus 203 every half second to all nearby enemies. This effect cannot occur more often than once every 20 seconds. The storm also unleashes lightning, dealing 24% base damage per second to all nearby enemies and slowing them by 10%. Next, we have the new 2-star gem called Moss Horn. Taking damage activates Moss Thorn for 6 seconds. While active, each attack you receive triggers a retaliatory piercing thorn no more than once every half second, dealing 50% base damage plus 201 to enemies. This effect cannot activate more often than once every 20 seconds. While Moss Thorn is active, the damage you take is reduced by 8%. Lastly, we have the new 1-star gem called Lucent Watcher. It reduces the duration of loss of control effects on you by 24%. While suffering loss of control, the damage you take is reduced by 4%. Additionally, we are getting 1 2 out of 5-star Stormvault gem as a second-year anniversary gift. You must log in between June 13th and June 30th to claim your gift. So, we are not getting this gift right away, we have to wait until June 30th. As always, after the patch goes live, you will be able to modify your Elder Rift drop table, and whenever you receive a 5-star legendary gem as a drop, there is a 50% chance it will be Stormvault. Now let's take a look at the new difficulties and Paragon updates. Well, actually there isn't much to say about the new difficulties. We are getting Inferno 1, Inferno 2 and Inferno 3 once again. Inferno 1 starts at Paragon level 300, Inferno 2 starts at Paragon level 400, and Inferno 3 starts at Paragon level 500. With the addition of the new Inferno levels, we are also getting a legendary Paragon node that can be added to active skills within a given tree. The legendary Paragon skill will go into a unique 6th Paragon slot. Additionally, we are getting a new Paragon tree called Harbinger, which opens at Paragon level 300. And we have some new Magic Affixes. These affixes center around 7 unique traits that complement your builds. The new affixes can boost your skills range, increase your movement speed, maximize your dash skills, reducing incoming damage and more. They also can stack up to 3 times. There are rare affixes that take the base affix potential to the max. Players can find these affixes on items dropped in the new PvE modes. Now let's talk about the Phantom Gallery. As I mentioned, this one has a gacha system similar to what we are used to seeing in the Phantom Market. Starting on June 15th, you can use Litra for a chance to randomly earn 5-star legendary gems at quality 4 or 5 from the Greater Masterwork gem chest and more. Litra is the currency for this event and can be bought with Eternal Orbs. There are 10 items in total and each can only be acquired once. Each time you draw an item, the cost of the next draw will increase. Performing 10 draws guarantees that you will receive all available items in the pool. The pool contains a new 1-star legendary gem, a familiar contract, 10 legendary crests, 30 gem power, a new 5-star gem, a masterwork gem chest, 15 legendary crests, a greater masterwork gem chest, a masterwork gem chest, and 25 legendary crests. Now we will talk about the new resonance system, which only matters for people who have 8000 resonance or more. However, there is some good news for others as well. The item awakening system will now unlock at gem rank 5. This will help you improve your builds earlier. Now let's talk about the Veil stuff. They are introducing a new resonance system that allows you to use up to 16 legendary gems of your choice and unlock 2 new sets of wings. It unlocks at 8000 resonance and allows you to slot up to 16 legendary gems, providing resonance at reduced power. At 10,000 resonance, each class will also unlock a unique ultimate skill. Additionally, new wings can be unlocked at 9,000 resonance and at 11,000 resonance. Well, we have some more good news for non-Veil players. To celebrate the resonance system now being unlocked at rank 5, they are giving away a free Dawning Echo. On top of that, you can now purchase Dawning Echoes for 10,000 platinum, so you don't have to buy eternal orbs. A lot of people have been asking for this since the launch of the game. Next, we have new Helliquary bosses and new legendary items for every single class, but I'm not going to talk about those in this video because I don't want to drag this video on too much. There will be a link to the patch notes in the description, so you can check those out for yourself if you want, or you can join my live stream where I will talk about every single detail of this update. Maybe you remember we talked about a new green set item about 3 weeks ago, and it turns out those leaks were true. We are getting a new set item called Prayer for Endwinter. 2-piece bonus. Your damage is increased by 15% when attacking chilled enemies and by 30% when attacking frozen enemies. Bosses that are immune to chill and freeze effects will become marked, triggering these bonuses. 4-piece bonus. You have a 30% chance to freeze already chilled enemies for 3 seconds when applying an additional chill to them. You cannot freeze the same enemy player more often than once every 10 seconds. 6-piece bonus. Dealing damage to chilled enemies grants you Mountain's Breath for 12 seconds, causing your attacks to shatter chilled or frozen enemies. Chilled enemies take increased damage and frozen enemies take massive damage when shattered. Mountain's Breath cannot be triggered more often than once every 40 seconds, and each enemy cannot be shattered more often than once every half second. As we learned before, we are getting a Phantom Market Cosmetic. I am sure everyone knows how this works by now. You need to spend 11,000 Eternal Orbs to get this cosmetic if you don't get lucky. This one once again comes with visual effects that go away after 30 days, which sucks, but that's how it works. And we are getting 10 new lore books for us to find. They will be accessible from the Adventurer's Chronicle menu in Kane's workshop. I will be showing the locations of these once the patch goes live. In addition, they are adding new modifiers to Survivor's Bane, which is one of my favorite game modes. When you choose these new modes, you get increased rewards. Other than that, we have some returning events, but I'm not going to mention them to keep this video as short as possible. Now we are going to talk about some really important feature updates. Starting with the upcoming server merge. With the next content update, which is coming in about 2 weeks, they will introduce another wave of server merges. This is quite important and exciting, but we don't have much detail about it yet. Next, we have cursed gear optimizations. There will be some improvements to cursed items because they are removing ancestral and invocation items. All gameplay that would reward ancestral equipment will now drop cursed items as a replacement. As of this update, all negative effects from cursed items will be removed. Next, we have some good news. They are significantly increasing the drop chances of legendary items for rewards by completing Oblivion Pillars or Hellslayer bounties. For Terror Rifts, if you don't receive a Terror Essence from the first 3 towers you complete, you are guaranteed to get a Terror Essence on completing your next tower. There will also be some changes to the Paragon trees to improve their overall quality of life. They have made it easier to replace an activated Paragon skill without needing to deactivate it. Additionally, you will be able to more easily navigate between Paragon trees with gestures when playing on mobile. Double tapping on a node will quickly activate or deactivate these nodes. After that, we have some class balance changes that will affect classes in Battlegrounds. This mainly involves changes to some of the legendary item affixes. I'm not going to read all of them, but I can say that there isn't a single nerf to Tempest if you are wondering about that. One thing that catches my eye right away is the slight nerf to the Pain Sour Essence for Strafe. The base attack interval has increased from 0.20 seconds to 0.23 seconds. Other than that, a new Helliquary Gauntlet will be added for Inferno difficulties, and challenge rift levels will be increased by 50. Plus, there will be over 30 new achievements to be earned. Additionally, Hero's Journey will be reset, and players will have new chapters to complete. Well, that's all. I tried to keep things short, but we have a bunch of stuff in this update. As I mentioned, I will be live streaming very shortly, and we will discuss the patch notes together. If you have time, make sure to join. Thanks for tuning in, and take care.